BattleBit Remastered is a $15 indie game that any fans of the FPS genre should buy. End of story. If you love the gameplay of Battlefield with the pace of COD and the team aspect of Squad, this is absolutely 100% the game for you. Made by only 3 people, this game is absolutely exploding with a top concurrent player count of around 61,000 on Steam as of the time of writing, and rightfully so if you ask me. This game might not look like it from the surface, but it is the perfect callback to fans of the older way of the FPS genre. It has fun gameplay, a prestige system to grind for, attachments and camos to unlock, and so much more. All of this happening in game modes of 127 versus 127, 64 versus 64, or 32 versus 32, where you're guaranteed to find a game and have a good time. And this isn't even to mention that a majority of the player base has death comms or they're on voice chat, and it makes for some of the most hilarious moments in gaming that I've come across in years.
Help me! Ah! It fucking burns!
Thank you.
Ah!
In my opinion, the 254 player mode is the most hectic, where most of the time you really have no clue where you're getting shot from, but oh man, is it like so much fun with a sniper. You almost never run out of targets and you always have something to aim and shoot at. The 64 versus 64 player mode is really where the game shines though, in my opinion, and absolutely does the 128 total players way better than Battlefield 2042 ever did. I'm not sure you could ever get too frustrated at the game with its presentation style. It's basically telling you to just sit back, chill out, and just try not to take the game too seriously. This doesn't mean that the game can't get exhausting over a long period of time, but the time you have while playing the game is just straight fun. And without going on too much of a tangent, I think that's personally what the FPS genre needs right now. Straight fun gameplay. No camos locked behind a purchase, no pay to win, it has a cheap entry point. I could honestly keep going on and on. Let me give you a brief insight of the current features. Right now there are 6 classes, 78 attachments for weapon customization, there's 7 ground vehicles, 2 water vehicles, and 4 air vehicles. There's also 200 ranks as well as that prestige system I talked about earlier, alongside 8 total game modes with 39 weapons, all to use on 17 partially destructible maps. Personally, I could tell that this game was going to pop off the day it went live because it's exactly what the FPS player base needs at this time, and I heavily recommend it to anyone who's even remotely interested in shooting games, and honestly you should just give it a try. But back to the destructibility, if you're kind of curious about that side of things, honestly, if you've ever played Bad Company 2, Battlefield Bad Company 2 back in the past, it's pretty much exactly like that. Though with it being an early access game and with things likely to be changed, I do have a few complaints that I've had so far. Personally, for one that I don't like dealing with is the lack of a health bar. I know that the blood splatters on the screen, but when the game doesn't allow for healing over time, it honestly makes it really difficult to see where you are at health wise. And another complaint I have is personally with the UI, and it's actually more specifically with the blue markers that you might be able to see in the gameplay. I just wish they had a fallout range, because right now they're kind of distracting and they actually get in the way of firefights some of the times. But I think the elephant in the room for a lot of people is just the graphics. I could see how one person could take a look at this game and be like, how could this be any good? But it actually for me kind of provides a little bit of nostalgia, having played Roblox back in 2009. But we're in 2023 now, so I understand definitely where people are coming from. And for me personally, it takes probably about a full match to get used to and kind of immersed into, because it can be jarring to go from AAA graphics in 2023, but honestly it's not impossible or really all that hard to get used to. But regardless of the few complaints that I have, the game officially released in early access less than a week ago at the time of writing, and I think it has a really bright future ahead. Again, if you're on PC, it's on Steam, but even if you're on a potato PC and you like FPS games, give this one a try. I guarantee you will not regret it. If you guys like this video, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one.